Wasn't the most pleasing performance, was it, from Real Madrid? But in the end, Nige, 3 points is all that matters, especially ahead of El Clasico this weekend. What was your biggest takeaway from what we saw tonight with Real Madrid?
I think for me, I like Vinicius Jr. because we talk about top players and what they can do and what they're capable of in the big games. And for me, it was his moment of magic there when he takes away 3 Juventus defenders, chops them inside out, hits the post, and it's the reaction of Jude Bellingham being instinctive to get the goal. I think it's the performance that what we've seen, because since Xabi Alonso's gone into Real Madrid, we've seen a little bit of friction with him and Vinicius Jr. when he's made a big decision to drop him out of the team, and we see him come on and impact games and also have a few words to say to the manager. But the fact he's come back into this team now and he's proven his worth, he's really getting back to the old Vinicius Jr., he can be a catalyst for this team. And I don't want to take nothing away from Kylian Mbappe because his goal and scoring record has been phenomenal for Real Madrid. He's doing his job, what he has to do. But you need 2 or 3 players to come along as well with that. And I think Vinicius Jr. needs to get a lot more credit for what he's doing, his performances, and even the differences he's had with this new manager to still come back and be performing at this level. He will be a key player for them in El Clasico.
I think it's hard, right, to think that Real Madrid is going to be really good this year. Vini Jr. is not at his top level, right, with Mbappe. Mbappe's one guy, right, and we know how good he is, but I think part of Xabi Alonso and what he did at the beginning of the season was sort of manage Vini Jr., right? Say, okay, this is what I expect of you. I've come here. I'm the manager. I know you're good. And I think he's massaged that situation pretty good, right? Because when you do something like that as a manager, what are you looking for? You're looking for a response.
Yeah.
You're looking for a reaction. How do I get the best out of my player? I don't need to get the best out of him today. I need to figure out throughout the season how I get the best out of him, and I think he's done a really good job of doing that so far.
It's also the fact of Xabi Alonso. We keep talking about how amazing job he's done so far, and he's still a young manager. But Vinicius Jr. and a player like him is probably the biggest personality of a player he's had to manage so far in his young managerial career, because you look at the Leverkusen side he had, great team. There wasn't any one player that has probably as big personality as Vinicius Jr. And like what Tony said, I think it was when Real Madrid played Karabag away from home, Vinicius Jr. was captain, and he gave him the captain's armband. So I think that as a manager, it's growing in development yourself where, right, he's a special player. I've got to find a way to get the best out of him. So I'm sure Xabi Alonso's had to change certain things, whether it's getting to know him better or, you know, on a more personal level to say, I'm going to give you this freedom, but this is what I expect. I think that's what he's had to do. We're seeing performances go there.
Yeah, so all positives for Xabi Alonso, it feels like, tonight in the way that he's got the players working. For Igor Tudor, very quickly, Grella, not so much. For the first time since 2009, they've had such a winless run. Here's just a look at the poll that we put up on YouTube with the results. Should Juve move on from Tudor? 59% of you think yes, 41% think no. Where do you fall on it?
I'm not sure he's the problem. I'm not sure that's the right question at the moment right now. I don't think, look, he took over a squad that was given to him, and that's why he's got a little bit more leeway, but he's not changed anything. He's not getting any results other than anything else. I don't know if from here on out he can make the team any better from with the players that he has and with the system that he has. For me, Juventus is a problem that starts on the way up, going down. They can continue to hire managers, right? Allegri wasn't good enough. Then they hired Diego Motta, wasn't good enough. Then now they hired Tudor's not good enough. They're going to bring in Palladino, let's just say. It doesn't matter who they bring in. If they don't fix things at the top and make sure they bring in better players with a better system, with a better plan, be really frugal with the way they spend their money and what they want out of the club, then they're going to struggle. Tudor, for me, is not the issue. I saw a bunch of guys that fought today that believed that they could get something from the game away in the Bernabeu, right? So that's not an easy thing to do. And just quickly on the flip side, you know, we talk about Vini and we talk about Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso, how much do you need to do if you're Xabi Alonso? You have the best players in the world. You have Mbappe,
you have to manage them, right?
You got to manage.
You have to manage them.
But okay, how is my team going to score goals? I think that question answers itself, right? Tonight, I don't know if there was any integral plays that score goals. I think it was Vini Jr. a solo effort. That's the only way they got something from the game. But I would look at the tape and say, well, scary that this team can go on the counter like this so easily. You see that in 2 situations. I haven't seen a 70-yard breakaway like that, only in 2 situations. A very low football game, very low kids, watching kids play, right? I'm watching my kids at the weekend. You see a 70-yard break like that. Or a team is pushing with a red card or something. They're pushing high up the field. They're risking it all. 2 minutes left in the game, and they know that's capable. That happened in the middle of the game for no reason. They had the possession of the ball, boom, one pass. So that's something, if I was Xabi Alonso, I'd look at and say, we got to make this right if we want to be serious about getting results in the Champions League and winning La Liga.
It's Alessandro, so good to see you. If you're here with us, you were here with us this weekend in Stamford. Now you're all the way over there. We miss you. How was the game tonight?
I miss you too, guys. I miss New York, of course. The game, I mean, for my heart, wasn't good. For the rest of the people, was okay. I mean, was okay because it was a tough game, very tactic. Not both of the team, in my opinion, they don't have a perfect shape now, but they perform quite well. And to be honest, Juve have opportunity also to score and win the game because they defend okay, they defend well, not conceding too much from Real Madrid. And then, of course, we have the talent of Vinicius and the sense of goal of Bellingham. This is something that you cannot teach. So that's the difference tonight.
Alyssa, I heard you on the pregame show say that you wanted to see a fire. You wanted to see something from this Juventus. Did you see it tonight, despite the result?
Yeah. I see something, yes, I see something. I mean, my eyes was stunned with what happened in Como some days ago. So I was a little bit worried. Tonight, I saw a game that, very difficult. In Bernabeu, it's not easy to play, but it's never, even if Real Madrid is not in the best shape. But I saw fighting, I saw some ideas, I saw desire to defend, so I saw something. But this is not something that you change in one day with a click. It's something that you build every day, and go through this process is painful sometimes. But it's the game against Como, against Udinese, against in this kind of game you need to see that fire, because when you have a top game like this, of course, I mean. It's easy to prepare a game. You don't need to ask the player, oh, guys, it's very important tonight. They already know that it's very important. But it's the other games that are very important. The other training is very important, are very important. So day by day, you are building that fire.
Alessandro, we've seen it many times before in games when you don't take your chances, you just feel that you're going to lose this game because it's going to go the opposite way. Was there a moment today that you just felt that Juventus have lost the chance to win this game because they didn't take the goals, the chances that they had?
Kind of. In my opinion, it's Real Madrid play better, have more possession, more control of the game. So Juve has a few opportunities to score, and those, if you miss it, you have a feeling that. Now it's going to be even tougher defend, let's say like this. But you're going to finish, if you end the game losing, it's part of what happened inside the game. I mean, Real Madrid did more in order to win the Juve, to be honest. So if it happened the opposite, Real Madrid missing 1, 2, 3 opportunity of the possession of the ball and dominate the game like they did, and then conceding 1 goal, that is exactly what you are talking about. But yeah, the difference is very small between what we are talking about, and the difference is very big if you have someone that put the goal in instead of no. So this has happened great. The 2 goalkeepers made incredible saves. It's not a missing opportunity only because the striker, has a bad shoot or whatever. So congrats to the 2 goalkeepers. And on the other side, I mean, I told you, sometimes you need in this game those players that create something magic. I mean, Vinicius created something magic tonight. In that short space, he's dribbled 3 players, hit the post, and then Bellingham has the feeling that he has a year ago when he came in and with the one little movement, he was in the right place, like what happened tonight.
Ale, I'm worried about Juventus for sure, but I'm more worried about you, my friend, because when you came to America, you started with la pasta asciutta, then you had a Philly cheesesteak, then after that, we had creamer in your coffee, which I couldn't believe. How are you feeling? What's your stomach okay from the East Coast diet or what?
Listen, it ended, thanks God. So, no, it was fun. I mean, cheesesteak was amazing, to be honest. Yeah. I was very hungry. I was very angry, very hungry. So, you know that. But it was really good, really good. And coffee with cream. I mean, I know that in US maybe you don't have the opportunity to have the best coffee, the best espresso like we have in Italy. But I appreciate the effort. Let's say like this.
These are some things I never thought I would hear Alessandro Del Piero ever say. Alessandro, this week we saw you bringing gifts to everybody. You gave Papi a captain's armband.
Right.
You brought Nigel the Modric jersey. I'm hearing now the favor was returned and now you got a gift.
I got a gift, yes. I got a gift from a little guy here.
Wow.
It's a nice jersey, so it's a great, nice gift, yes.